Hello guys, you're welcome to a very special edition of Inside Blockchain, and you're watching on Crypto TV Plus, the most trusted source on cryptocurrency and blockchain technology. My name is Tony Obiadru. On the show today, I've got a very special guest. He is the lead partner at Infusion Lawyers. I have with me Senator Ihenyen. How are you, sir?
I'm great.
Yeah,
Tony.
good to have you on the show.
Good to have you on the show as well.
How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Yeah, thank you so much.
So,
before we go straight into the topic, tell us a little about yourself.
Well, I'm Senator Ihenyen. I'm lead partner of Infusion Lawyers. Before I started Infusion Lawyers, I was the CEO of the Right House and managing partner of Assizes law firm. Infusion Lawyers is an information technology and intellectual property law firm. Basically, what I do is to help innovators in Africa protect their intellectual property and maximize their IP in a digital age, so they can make a lot of money and create a lot of value with what they do.
All right, that's fantastic. Is this a Nigeria-based law firm?
Yes, it is. It's a virtual law firm. We work from the cloud.
All right. That's amazing. Now, looking at the blockchain technology, tell us, how did you come about this particular technology?
Wow, blockchain. The first time I came across blockchain was through Bitcoin, of course. That was some 3 years ago, sometime in 2015, when I heard about Bitcoin, and I got to find out a bit about what it was all about. So it was all about digital currency, how to make money, investments, and all that. It became more interesting when I noticed a lot of people putting a lot of money into Bitcoin, and then the next minute in the news you hear that Bitcoin has crashed, and a lot of people weeping and all of that. Yeah, of course, it didn't become news in Nigeria until some people started investing from Nigeria as well. So the first time I got to know that Bitcoin is just one aspect of another technology called the blockchain. It has been a journey of discovery for me.
Okay, so how were you able to build trust around this particular technology, or let's say the Bitcoin right now, and every other Ponzi schemes? Because I think they were in vogue that time. I don't know. So how were you able to build trust for this particular technology? All
right. It wasn't easy to build trust as far as Bitcoin was concerned, because every time Bitcoin was in the news, it was either something it had crashed, and investors were weeping, and all of that. So it was very, very difficult to build trust. And that's why I've not been so much of an investor. I've been much of an advisor. I've had to study the technology from a professional point of view. But when I got to know the underlying technology behind Bitcoin, it was easy to build some trust. And also, when I got to understand the cryptography that supported Bitcoin, it was more like an insurance for me. And I thought, hey, in the society we have problems of trust. You can't trust the fellow man you're going into a contract with. So with Bitcoin, with blockchain rather, you find that you can build trust on a system, on a platform that is run by cryptography. So it was more easy to trust technology than trust an human.
All right, okay, great. Now, we are looking at how the blockchain technology will revolutionize law. Okay, so what are the challenges that are faced by law?
Wow. Sometimes we say one needs to get down from the horse, and face reality. I think with law, it's about getting down from a donkey, because the law, as we all know, should regulate competing interests in the society. The law should bring about law and order. There should be orderliness, and there should be some level of predictability about people's rights and liabilities and actions. But here we are. We seem to be in a state of nature, which Thomas Hobbes talked about, where life is, brutish, and short. What law is facing right now is a lot of challenges. Law is trying to meet up with the realities of our times, especially with disruptive technologies here everywhere. We talk about digital currencies, for instance, and all of that. We talk about digital age, the age of the e-commerce, where you sit in your room and you carry out the transaction using your phone, your mobile phone, and then the law is supposed to catch up with this. You know, it's a big struggle for the law, and in various sectors of human life, various aspects, law is forever struggling. You know, some of these aspects, if you look at, for instance, how law can regulate the use of intellectual property, for instance. Let's talk about that.
Exactly.
You know, today we talk about infringements, people infringing on the copyright owners' property. You know, especially in the digital age, where you, at the click of a button, you can download a whole movie or a whole music right in your phone. So how can law come in to protect the copyright owner's interest? How can law help our musicians protect their interests in a YouTube age? You know, and blockchain can help with that. Blockchain can do a lot for intellectual property.
How exactly?
All right, great. Right now, you own an intellectual property. You have to register with, for instance, with the IP office. Say it's a trademark. It's a name that you own. Say Crypto Plus TV is the trademark. You register that trademark with the trademarks office, all right, the trademarks registry in Abuja. And that has to be done on paper. You have to submit those stuff on paper. And when it's recorded, you know, you need to keep updating each time, say there's a change in the ownership of the name cryptocurrency. Say you license it to someone or you sell it to someone else. It should be recorded. Now, imagine if the registry, the IP registry in Nigeria, is on the blockchain. For everyone that brings his or her own intellectual property, say in copyrights, say patents over technology, say industrial designs, you put it on the blockchain.
Whatever it is.
You put it on the blockchain. The name of the intellectual property owner. You put it all there, all of the information, the address and all that. And of course, these things have the time they expire. If you put it on a blockchain, you know, you are able to know for sure when there is another transaction in relation to that intellectual property. Every day people license intellectual property. Every day people sell their intellectual property. And law is unable to catch up. So if it's on the blockchain where there's always a new block after a new transaction, you can trace it. You know, one of the good things about blockchain is traceability. You can trace it. You also talk about immutability. You can change, not like you can change, that theoretically you can change,
alter,
but before you can alter anything on the blockchain, you have to start the block all over again.
And that's like a very
that's very difficult. You know, Satoshi will tell you you need 51% computer power.
Wow. To do that?
To do that, 51%. And that means you have to be faster than those who are already on the block. So that's it. It can do a lot. In intellectual property, you talk about counterfeiting. You know, NAFDAC, for instance, is fighting a lot of counterfeiters in the country manually. Now, if every drug company, for instance, puts the drugs they produce on the blockchain, all right, we're able to trace where their products are going to. You know, they have distributors. They put these distributors on the supply chain. Supply chain is one of the things blockchain can fix because it can trace what is coming from where, you know, and once there is a fake distributor in the system, you would know immediately. All right. So this is what blockchain can do for intellectual property.
Fantastic.
You know, that's just one side.
All right.
All right. YouTube right now, if I don't know if you've noticed that on YouTube there's what you call content ID. Content ID. Yeah. You want to do a cover song, for instance. Immediately you put in the cover song, it detects that there's already an original song in the system, and then it's automatically sends you some terms, which means that effectively you'll be paying royalties to the original owner. Straight up.
Amazing.
Straight up. No need to contact anybody, no need to get lawyers involved, and you will go to courts. How do you even want to start going to courts in a cross-border world where how are you going to sue someone in Nigeria when you're in California? So you see what I mean? Okay. A lot of stuff blockchain can do.
All right. Now, I'm actually aware of the challenges of land registry with law. Okay, so how can the blockchain, or how can law leverage on the blockchain to help the challenges that land registry is having right now?
Africa's land registry system is terrible. Nigeria, it's even more terrible. Go to court today. You know, over 60% of litigation in courts today, they are land-related issues. Who owns property? Who has the latest title? These are cases we've been doing since Adam. And some of these cases, there's a particular case that went up to the Supreme Court. It used up to about 20-something years. Those who started the case that died before they got to the Supreme Court. Another generation. You see what I mean? So if you go around cities in Lagos, for instance, you find places that tell you no-go area.
Exactly.
That's because it's been in court for so long. How can blockchain solve that? In a lot of ways, blockchain can do that. Now, land ownership system, it's about registering title owners. Okay. Who owns title? Once there's a transaction, all right, you're able to tell who is buying and who is selling. Who is the new buyer, who is the new seller. Okay. If it's inheritance, you can also trace the inheritance as well. Right now, we're using an analog system where everything is on paper. Now, if I do an assignment of a property in Lekki, all right, to party A, all right, today, tomorrow I do it to party B as well. They all pay to me differently. And they don't know that I'm just trying to be a bit tricky. So that's it. When you have the land registry system on the blockchain, you have the land registry in Lagos, for instance. They will be able to use the blockchain to record the owner's name. The title owner's name is in there, the address is in there, the history of the property is also right there in the blockchain. So when it moves, a new block is created, right? So this is it. Right now, we're not doing that. And we're giving a lot of problems to law enforcement, especially the judiciary, who keep receiving these cases every now and then. All of those cases, I'm sure up to 85% to 90% could have been avoided if you have a proper, effective and efficient registration system. Okay. And that's just on the side of registration. What about transactions itself? Okay. All right? We're not tracing transactions when it's on paper, but when it's blockchain, all right, you have smart contracts, for instance. With smart contracts, you're able to tell, I'm party A, I'm selling my property, you're party B, you're buying. All right? As a vendor, you should be able to tell, all right, that I own or I have rights to this property. Okay. And then secondly, as the buyer, I should be able to tell that once this property goes to you, all right, you are able to pay for it. Right? Blockchain can help with that.
Transactions verified.
Exactly. You can verify transactions. All right? It can help with that. Okay. And if you take it to another level where you talk about proof of stake, if you don't have stake, you can do that. You see what I mean? So a lot can be done with a blockchain. All right, fantastic. Right now, there's what you call Bitland in Ghana. Oh wow! Yeah, it's a blockchain company helping governments and land registries fix their registration systems. That's great. Right, we can do a lot with that. All right, fantastic. Let's go on a quick break. All right, in case you're just joining us, we've been having an amazing conversation with my guest, Senator Ihenyen, and we've been talking about how the blockchain technology will revolutionize law. Let's go on a quick break, and when we come back, we are going to be looking at the cybersecurity aspect of law. So stay tuned.
Hi, this is Cynthia Petian with AWS Mining.
I'm Alexia Hefty-Rossier.
I'm Anand Mohan from Technobrain.
This is Anu Bharadwaj from Women Investing, Women Digital.
And you are watching...
You're watching
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus.
Crypto TV Plus. Stay tuned.
Hey guys, this is Big Beto. You're watching Crypto TV Plus. Keep watching. Big Beto said so.
Welcome back. Just before the break, my guest here, Senator Ihenyen, and I were talking about how the blockchain technology will revolutionize law. Right now, we are looking at the cybersecurity aspect of law. So, now looking at cybersecurity, it is prone, it is everywhere that we have hackers gaining access to very vital informations like, let's say, trade secrets, government secrets, and other vital infos. Now, how can the blockchain technology help solve that?
Interesting question. Cybersecurity is a problem globally, and every place where you have a lot of reliance on information or records, cyber hackers are in there. And when you talk about information, these are very sensitive information. You're looking at personal identifiable information or sensitive personal information such as financial details. You're looking at stuff like health records. Details, the other day we heard about Equifax with social security numbers of over 100 and something million Americans right there in the public, right in the open, right. So it's a big problem. Now, how is blockchain going to solve that? We know that one of the characteristics of blockchain is that it is a decentralized ledger system, all right? It's a decentralized ledger technology. And when you have something decentralized, it means that you are able to do away with the need to have a central trust system.
A form of control.
Exactly, where all of the information is. Now you've decentralized it. One of the good things about decentralization on the blockchain is what you call data storage. That's data storage. It means that you're storing the data not just in one central system, but across. Diverse. It's decentralized. All right. Now, when you talk about cybersecurity and cyber threats today, passwords is one of the major issues. Passwords. Each time a cyber hacker needs to do something, it needs the password. Right? How are we treating our passwords? Social engineering experts will tell you that one of the weakest link in the cybersecurity chain is the human factor. That's the weakest link. So no matter how much you invest in cybersecurity, once you have the human factor, there's an issue, right? And that's why cybercrime report will have it that by 2021, companies all over the world globally would have spent up to $6 trillion. $6 trillion on
cybersecurity.
Yeah,
wow.
On cybersecurity, $6 trillion. All right. So now, the human factor. When you have blockchain integrated, you do not need passwords. You use public keys.
Okay.
Use public keys.
So what do they do? Are they like replacements for passwords?
Yes, they are. They're replacement for passwords. You don't need to enter your passwords each time you need to do something with your bank or do anything. When you have your public key, all right, there's a system whereby your public key is recognized, your identity is recognized, all right? Encryption as well. Blockchain comes with encryption technology. If you've heard about SSL, what you call secure socket layers, all right? Secure socket layers help you encrypt the way information move on the World Wide Web, all right? By the time you encrypt this information, it recognizes your identity. It means you don't need to enter any passwords because it already recognizes that this is Tony. So you don't need to enter any passwords because each time you need to enter a password, it's most likely you're making yourself more vulnerable. So you're in a system on a secure circuit layer that encrypts your personal identity in such a way that there's no need for a password, all right? So with that, you take care of that issue. You take care of that. And of course, we also know about traceability. Okay. One of the issues law enforcement agencies face all over the world is even when they are able to detect these fraudulent things or cyber hacking activities, they're unable to trace it. They're unable to. They can't tell where it came from. With blockchain, there's traceability. You can always trace. As far as the information has been digitized and moved into the blockchain, all right, you can always trace. There's traceability.
Easily accessible.
It's accessible. In the UK the other day, there was a report that the law enforcement agents are having better days with their work now against cyber hackers, especially fraud online, because they're able to trace activities of these cyber attackers, if you understand what I mean. So with that, it means that there's a trail, you know. In blockchain technology, there's what you call the audit trail, the auditability. You can always audit. You can always check if, okay, this is validated, this is verified. You can't do that outside the blockchain. Okay. So with all that, you can trace, no matter how long it takes. You can always trace the transaction. You can trace it down to Mexico. You can trace it down to Nicaragua. Globally. And say, yeah, these are digital footprints. So when you do transactions online, you are not invincible. You know, people can see you. You know, a lot of people. You're vulnerable. Exactly, you're making yourself more vulnerable. You know, it's quite ironical because a lot of criminals now think, we can now party. It's not true because by using it, there are digital footprints everywhere, and you can be traced. And they are being caught in the UK, in the US. All right? In the country, in Africa, we can have law enforcement agencies learn more about blockchain technology for cybersecurity. And you find that you can trace all these fraudulent transactions going on everywhere. The place of law would just be to say, all right, you're guilty, sir. That is the consequences. Exactly. Right now, we're expecting so much from law. Law can't trace all this stuff. Law needs a lot of technology.
Okay, yeah, fantastic, Senator. Yeah. Don't forget, you can be part of the conversation on our social media platforms at Crypto TV Plus. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So, sir, are you saying that these informations, when they are stored on the blockchain, they cannot be hacked? Is that what you're saying?
All right. First of all, with technology, as with every other thing, there's nothing like infallibility. There is always that possibility that something might go wrong. All right. This is because there is always an human factor. Even if you go through Satoshi's work, you know, on the Bitcoin, it will tell you that you need honest nodes. Honest nodes.
Very specific. Honest
nodes. It means that those nodes, if they are not honest, you know, something might go wrong. All right. It doesn't question how secured the blockchain technology is. For instance, a lot of news, wrong news, have been going around that blockchain can be hacked and all that. But that's not true because those instances they cited were not the technology. It wasn't the technology that was hacked. It was such as crypto exchanges. If I'm a bit careless about my keys and all that, you can't blame that on the blockchain technology. It's you. All right, so there's a lot of human factor in these things. That's why we need to be careful when we say that it cannot be.
I had someone on the show sometime, and he said, he made an example. He said, money in the hands of a good man does good. But in the hands of a bad man,
thank you very much.
So we can actually relate that to blockchain technology.
Exactly. You know, it's the same way that those who are against cryptocurrency would easily tell you, which is very cheap anyway, would tell you that cryptocurrency can be misused by criminals, drug peddlers, and child traffickers, criminals of the underworld, and all of that. We don't want it. We have to stick with fiat system. That's not true, because just the same way that anyone can use cryptocurrency to do fraudulent stuff, it's the same way people are using fiat today to do all sorts of stuff. So fiat has been for centuries, and it is still going through that challenge. How much more Bitcoin and co that just came up within the century.
Yeah.
So we should give this thing some time. And every day it's getting better. It's getting better. And the good thing about this is that the players in the blockchain and cryptocurrency sectors, they are not small babies. They're not babies. They are big, big organizations.
Yeah, very, very
big organizations.
Very big.
So when people say blockchain, cryptocurrency, it might disappear tomorrow, I don't see it disappearing because the big boys are involved and they have invested billions of dollars in it. Yeah. As we speak, in the European Union, there's what you call the Innovation Union.
Okay.
They're investing millions of pounds of euro in blockchain research.
I'm talking about Dubai. They are backed by the government.
Thank you very much.
What I was saying.
Dubai is going to be a paperless place, city, in a matter of time, paperless. And you know Dubai is quite real estate intensive, so they need to trace all of those real estate transactions, and they are moving everything to the blockchain, and they are saving trees.
That's amazing.
So blockchain is climate change friendly because you're saving trees. With blockchain, you're digitizing stuff, you know, and all of that.
Fantastic.
You know, the other day I was on social media and I saw a heap of books, project works in a particular university dumped in dumped. That's because they they don't have space anymore to keep them. Now the question is, are those things digitized? Maybe not.
All right, before I let you go, Senator, what projects, looking at the advancement or enhancement of the blockchain technology in Africa, what projects are you affiliated with to enable the awareness of this technology?
Oh, that's an interesting question. Infusion Lawyers, as an IP and information technology law firm, we try to project, all right, see what's coming. Blockchain is a big opportunity for Africa. As a matter of fact, I call blockchain an African. All right, and we can't miss that opportunity the way we missed the opportunity in the early 90s or late 90s when the internet came. We cannot do that. We cannot do that. Right now, we're involved in two things, which we're going to be launching soon in the cryptocurrency market. Basically, we're concerned about standards in the cryptocurrency market. We're concerned about self-regulation. Even though there are no regulations in the market, it doesn't mean it's a free party for all, or we should destroy the system. So we're looking at basically things that players in the blockchain and cryptocurrency industry can imbibe and integrate and incorporate into their system so that they can protect themselves. So whenever the hammer falls, you can be sure you're safe. So we're looking at things like AML, anti-money laundering protection. We're looking at things like KYC, know your customer, the standard one. I see a lot of people trying to dilute KYC. I've been on some cryptocurrency exchanges and they're diluting that a bit. I think we should stick with standards. Right, so it's great, and it's great to have guys like you, Crypto Plus, in the system as well.
Exactly.
The education, the enlightenment is very, very important, and it's one of the aspects we are looking at too. We want to see how we can drive enlightenment in the system. We're not blockchain experts, so we'll be needing experts like who are out there.
Exactly.
Thank you for asking.
Okay. So all right, now looking at its technology right now, in a general sense, what do you think can be done to gain adoption? Your final words.
Right now, I think players in the blockchain industry should focus on value creation. And they should integrate blockchain technology or whatever innovations they are coming with what the world is looking at. The world is looking at financial inclusion. How is your fintech startup helping to do that? How is your blockchain or cryptocurrency exchanges helping to do that? The world is looking at digital inclusion. Everyone is running to the cities. What about the rural areas? How can you help use blockchain technology or technology generally to help bring these people into the front burner? So my advice to everyone is, you need to integrate the vision, the global vision, into your own business model so that you're not standing alone, but you're seen as a partner in progress. That's the best way. And so the government will come and say, hey, these guys are not disruptors exactly. After all, they are partners. Yeah, so they try to see how they can work with individuals and make things work.
All right, fantastic. Thank you so much, Senator.
Yeah.
And we've come to the end of the show. Don't forget to follow us across our social media platforms at Crypto TV Plus. And if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to hit the subscribe button. It's been an amazing time on the show with Senator. Good to have you. Thanks for coming once more.
Been great being here.
All right. My name still remains Tony Obiajura. Until I come your way next time, stay blessed.
Hey guys, this is Big Bito. You're watching Crypto TV Plus. Keep watching. Big Bito said so.